Mr. Toastmaster. Good evening, gentlemen, once again. My notes here. I'm going to reach them a little later. Gentlemen, we all joined Toastmasters not only because we wanted to improve our communication and leadership skills. Another hidden secret or hidden reason behind us joining Forum Toastmasters is the fact that we all realize the importance of communication in all aspects of life. We can all be in agreement that with proper communication, we can avoid all of these conflicts that we see in our world today. We all want to become proficient speakers or communicators because we strongly believe that with our communication, we can make a world a better place and we can also improve our own lives. We communicate with family in order to maintain our relationships, even in large corporations, non-profit organizations, in governmental institutions, even in schools. They all need an effective communication role. So tonight, gentlemen, I am presenting to you a talk on communication plan. We're going to look at how to develop a successful communication plan. And here's the first thing about developing a successful communication plan. When you think about communication, a lot of times people want to pass their message. They want to say what they want to say, or they want to create whatever campaign. It doesn't really work like that. Before you can consider communication, or you can consider planning for your communication, you need to think about the goal you want to achieve through your communication. You don't just communicate. There's a certain goal that you aim to achieve through your communication. And one thing to remember about goals in communication plans is that your goal must be specific, it must be achievable, and it must also be timely, meaning it must have a timeline. Let me give you a hypothetical example. I'm a manufacturer of a biscuit brand, and then now my marketing goal or my communication goal for this biscuit brand will probably be, I would like to sell 10,000 units of this biscuit to all the local stores in 3 months. So in that goal, gentlemen, you see there is that element of specificness. There's also that element of achievable, because it can be achievable to distribute about 10,000 biscuits in your local area, considering the number of supermarkets available there. And it is also timely in that it states that this goal needs to be achieved over the next 3 months. So it's important, gentlemen, that before you can draft anything on your communication plan, you already have a goal in mind as to why you are communicating. And then moving on from a goal, you have to clarify who your target audience is. Having a communication goal isn't enough. Or having a message that you want to communicate, it's not enough. You need to know who your target market is. So with your target market, it can also be the audience that you aim to reach with this communication plan of yours. So to define your target market or your audience, you can use demographics, meaning you can speak about their interest, you can speak about their psychological attributes, or you can also speak about common characteristics of your audience or of your market. So if I were to define who my target market is for my biscuit brand, being someone who stays in Sunnyside, it would obviously be people who reside in the Sunnyside area and all the supermarkets and the small local stores here around Sunnyside. So that would be my market. Deciding on a goal and clarifying your market or defining your market, it's not enough. this is the interesting part where we have to come up with a message that we're going to communicate. So now, with the message that we communicate, it is important that you remember what is it that you want to say and what you want your customers to do. And then after coming with your message, having decided this is the message that you'd like to communicate, you have to come up with, or you need to make decisions on which communication channels you're going to use. Now, the development or the expansion of the internet has meant that we have so many communication channels now. There's a proliferation of communication channels. You can run your communication plan or campaign online. You can open a Facebook account. You can be active on social media. You can advertise on Google, or alternatively, we can use the traditional offline marketing or communication tools where we contact our local media, we promote our biscuit in the local radio station, in the local newspaper, or even in the local television station. Or we can also print posters and then we distribute them around in our local area. So that is part of this traditional communication that we might do. So I'm just going to circulate a sample of a communication plan. I'm going to ask gentlemen just to have a look and then pass it to the person that's next to you. So gentlemen, moving on, I happened to come across a very interesting quote by Jim Rohn. So he says in this quotation, if you know how to communicate, you will get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you will work miracles. So with that, gentlemen, remember that in any cause that you are pursuing, any event or any business, you can create successful communication plans. Just remember, have a goal, identify your target market, craft your message, and have your timelines. Mr. Toastmaster.